Welcome, denizens of the internet. We are Grin and Barrett.
I'm AC and I'm drinking water.
I am Knuckles and I'm drinking an Arnold Palmer.
Ooh. I'm Iris and I'm drinking a Diet Coke.
I'm Alice and I am drinking Tropical Blend Italian soda from Whole Foods.
Ooh.
Oh, you're always the fanciest. You're always the fanciest. Every time.
But by necessity.
Yeah, true.
On today's episode, so as y'all can probably tell, we are just dressed up pretty casually today because this is our, I know, it's like, we're like, this is our first pajama-sode, so we're getting comfortable. Oh no, this is a very big hood. This is my most comfortable. Oh my God, yours is big. This is like, it's the most comfortable hoodie that I own, but it's like, if I want to just go into Hoodie Town and just be like,
mine has all the pockets. Look, I even have
Sweaters.
a pocket on my arm.
Oh man,
Noi.
I feel like yours is like active wear.
Oh no. This is for gaming.
I feel like I look like Little Red Riding.
That is active wear.
You know, I feel like Alice is gonna go work out. Knuckles is ready to go box.
I'll take that.
Iris is ready to go start a rebellion because she looks like
I'm gonna go save Hyrule. That's what my plan is.
Well, you also do look like
Princess.
Princess.
My arms hurt.
I think who is it? Yeah, so we're like casual and nerdy. I mean, we're always nerdy. Like, who am I kidding? But today we're gonna be talking about characters that influenced us growing up. So we're basically saying like the characters that made us, if that tracks, you know. So yeah, if anybody wants to start, I have to still think about it a little bit because mine changed over like a lot over the years, and I'm trying to put it into linear thoughts.
I can start.
Okay.
I have several.
Ooh, yay.
I mean, the main ones that really influenced me as a kid were between like Power Rangers and Sailor Moon. Because, I mean, Sailor Moon, she was princessy, like, you know, all the other princesses that, you know, were for little girls. But she also kicked butt. She was strong. Like, I mean, she cried like a baby. Like, Usagi whining was like a major thing. But she was strong and she cared about her friends. And then
She had a big heart.
with Power Rangers, like they really kicked butt. Like, I mean, it was all interspersed. Like, I didn't know at the time that it wasn't really them in the costumes. But you know, they're doing all this karate, and like, so I would just be doing like karate kicks in my living room, watching along. My favorite, like, I mean, I love the Rangers all equally, but I think Trini was probably my favorite. I even had like a little locket that it had a saber-toothed tiger on it and Trini's name, and then when you opened it up, it had a mirror.
Oh, that's
So
so
Power Ranger.
cute.
And
Oh, I
I wanted to
love
be a Power
that.
Ranger for Halloween, but Mom got me a knockoff outfit.
Oh,
I was
did
like,
you still
Mom,
have fun?
I need the Yellow Ranger. I need the Yellow Ranger outfit. She comes back with a white one. I'm like, that's a boy,
You're like, wait.
and this isn't even him.
I don't know, but like, wasn't the White Ranger kind of leader-ish? Wasn't he like?
Okay, that is a whole thing. I'll sum it up.
Yeah, you're like, hang on. All right, we're gonna put a.
Just a quick synopsis. Tommy Oliver was the Green Ranger. He was originally evil. He was made by Rita. She had a green power coin, and so she turned him into a ranger to fight the other rangers, and he was a bad guy. But then they run him over, and he became a good guy. But then the power grid failed, and he had to change into a different ranger, so they turned him into the White Ranger. Well, after that, he got turned into the Red Ranger because he was leader in Power Rangers Turbo. Then later on, he becomes Dr. Tommy Oliver. He's actually running the group, and he is the Black Power Ranger.
Oh, cool.
That's the quick version.
Because I only watched it as a little kid. Like I never really followed up on it. Oh, but you know what movie I really liked was the Ivan Ooze movie. My brother and I watched that so much that my parents were like, "We're giving this tape away to a cousin because we're so tired of hearing Ivan Ooze puns. We're so tired of them." Man, that's
I check in
awesome.
like once a season just to like watch an episode or two to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because like that was how I found out about Tommy being back on the show because I checked in and they're like, "Oh, it's Dr. Oliver." I'm like, "Wait, huh?"
Dr.
And
Oliver.
they show him like, "It's Tommy!"
That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess that kind of helped me figure out some of the. I was thinking about it because I was like, you unlocked memories, and I was like, well, who did I really like as a kid? I really wanted to be Pocahontas, like really bad because I loved not past tense, but I love animals, and like I remember just being obsessed with Pocahontas, Aladdin, and Lion King. I wanted to be Simba. Like I never really like had a crush on Simba. I wanted to be Simba. I liked Nala, but I wanted to be Simba. Nala was my cat. Like I had a cat named Oreo, and I would play Lion King, or I would play stuff, and I would put like y'all, this is sad. I would take the collars off of my stuffed animals, and I would have like the stuffed animal Simba, and then I would put the Nala collar on my cat Oreo because she was super chill, and so I would play like. But I wanted to be Simba. I don't know why. I just liked all his songs, I guess. I didn't even care about JTT.
To the king.
Oh, I played the Sega game a lot too.
I started humming
Dude, I actually did have a stuffed Nala too. She became a Hogwarts hat later because I did a book release for Harry Potter and I dressed as Luna, and so I cut off Nala's head to turn her into the lion.
That's great. Repurpose, man.
You do know that my lion had a scar for
I know.
Right? Yeah.
Which is like which AC, that's almost like a pun in and of itself because in Hercules they had
that's the point.
It's like, I love it. It's like a joke within a joke within a joke.
Yeah. And sometimes
one
people get
when
it.
you can have multiple.
Yeah.
And sometimes people get it and other people are like, you need a lighter lion. I'm like, but then I won't have Scar.
It's Scar. Hello. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of other people now that Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. And that's not he's a fictional character, but I don't know why I identified with Alan Grant so much, and I identify with him even more as an adult because I don't really like children either, and I love dinosaurs, and I want to be traced by one.
I have a question. So I'm racking my brain. I'm trying to remember like stuff when I was a child. Can I do teenager? Can I pick characters from teenager?
There are no rules. No rules.
Yeah. You're like, I don't remember the stuff I watched.
No rules.
It was all like, well, all my stuff is like 80s, so it's like Barbera cartoons. It's like the Smurfs. It's like Care Bears, and those. Well, it is like I know that's more 70s, but we don't really have like I didn't have tons of like powerful women. She-Ra, I do remember She-Ra because I wanted her sword. But She-Ra was good, so we would buy the toys. So kind of a little annoyed with that. But yeah, so She-Ra, Care Bears, love Care Bears, but the old Care Bears, like the 1980s Care Bear, where it's like dark and scary, and love has to overconquer like this crazy, scary magician guys. Oh, Rainbow Bright. What's Darkheart?
It may have been a 90s Care Bear movie, but it was the bad guy.
Yeah, I think so. There's the magician, and then there could be. It's hard to find them now, so it's like I vaguely remember them, but they're like Netflix had them for a little while, but they're like they were dark. So yeah, that could have been one. I mean, you're probably right. And then Rainbow Bright was dark too. I owned the doll. I remember Rainbow Bright. But like the main stuff, like older years, I want to say Xena was a big, again, a chick with a sword. I really like chicks with weapons. Buffy was a big, influence. And then I gotta say, I really loved Little Mermaid because she saved the dude.
Yeah, that was kind of rad.
And Belle because she was, I love Belle because she was the freak. and I was a freak. And I always had glasses, and I would always read a book. So I identified with Belle.
I can really identify with falling in love with someone for giving you a library.
Yeah, word.
Mhm.
And also being brunette, like that was a big thing for me. Like I saw, do you remember that? That's why Belle was my favorite princess for a really long time as a kid too.
Yeah.
She was
All the
brunette.
princesses are blonde.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was our redhead. Well, Ariel was the first redhead.
redhead, and then like
Well-
Snow White had black hair.
I
Yeah.
mean, okay, to be fair, segue. But
Yeah.
like, say us were like, oh yeah, and just having a princess as a brunette. Imagine all the little girls that don't have a princess that's even of their race. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
Right. They're working.
Exactly.
They're working.
that's why
on it.
representation is important.
Yeah, they're working on
Dude,
it.
yeah, like that, like that's so interesting to me too because like thinking back, oh, what you
I
had an
got
idea?
another one. Sorry, I didn't even think about it. The American Girl dolls. Because they were
Oh yeah,
I never got one, but I would always get the magazines
Mhm.
like every year till I was like 18, and I would always be like, I want one, because those were the first dolls that actually, what Iris said, where they, representation matters, because there was one for every demographic, and they actually researched and got people who were the correct culture
Yep.
to write the books. So sorry, I just like. It's a
Yeah.
fictional thing, so I gotta talk about it. Okay, sorry. It just I
No,
didn't
I'm
know
glad
what
you.
thought.
I'm glad you said that because like, it's important to highlight because I think like if people didn't grow up with American Girl dolls or for one reason or another they don't know anything about it, you just hear that and you're like, what is that? But it's like no, that stuff was legit. It actually taught history.
Right. There was a
American
big,
girl dolls were awesome.
Yeah, there was a big
They really are.
Facebook debate because people debate everything on Facebook. Or maybe it was a Reddit thing, but they started fussing about the what's the correct term for Native Americans is the correct term, right?
Mhm.
Is there a new term? Okay, making sure I'm getting it right. So
Indigenous
there was a,
Don't
peoples.
say Indian.
Okay, I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
don't say that.
So I was like, "What's the correct term?"
Yeah.
Okay, but so that there was that doll, Native American doll, and people were fussing about that because they're like, "This isn't right," and then people just blew it up and were like, "No, they researched this. It was by this person," and it was like they just kept hitting the thread with information about what
Like the beadwork was authentic. Everything
Right,
was
and
researched
yeah,
to
and like
nth degree.
and
I learned
they had
a
talked
lot.
to the tribe that it was, that's the correct term, right? The tribe
Yep.
that it was based off of. And I think one of the writers was actually, I could be wrong with that. I don't know who the authors were because I don't know who writes the American Girls books. But I
think
thought
you're
it was they
right.
actually did research. And they did research with the African American girl dolls. They did other ones with the not Civil War. There was World War, maybe there was a Civil War doll, but there was World War
Daddy.
1 and 2 dolls too. But I just remember like the internet just being like, Facebook being like, oh no.
They're like,
They-
no.
No.
This is legit, you
They
guys. Yeah, like
This is not racist. They actually did their research. And it was one of the first things because these things came out in the 90s.
I can't even remember.
Late
I thought they
80s
were
or
Early
older than that.
2000s.
Oh,
This
I don't know. I didn't really
I-
get into that myself, so I'm not sure.
No, this
Yeah.
it had to
I
be
didn't
the
like
90s
dolls.
because I liked the dolls, and I was like in middle school, high school, and I graduated high school 2000, so it had to be the 90s,
Yeah.
like mid 90s probably.
I feel like they're like they.
I mean, they're still coming out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
it's
I
still a
think when it
thing.
started.
That's interesting. Well, that kind of opens like another.
Released
Topic
May
of
5th,
convo.
1986.
Okay.
so a
So
little
Oh.
bit
very,
later.
very close. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was
So,
thinking that, but I just wasn't conscious of them until the 90s. So
That's exactly what it. Yeah. Because same with me. Like I was born in '85, and so I was technically born in '85, right? But I know that makes me an '80s kid. But like I grew up in the '90s. Like I remember the '90s way more. You know?
I totally forgot a character that influenced me. Star Wars.
See, I
That's
didn't.
not a character.
Well, no, but Princess Leia and Ewoks. Princess Leia and Ewoks. Okay, Wicket, and he had a spear. Because I
Yeah,
watched
Wicket.
those movies. I watched the terrible movies as a child, and I rewatched them recently. It was awesome.
Man, I wish
Specify
I would
the
have gotten
Christmas
more into
special
it.
is what you mean, not the prequels.
No, I am talking about the Ewok movies, the television Ewok movies. There are two
Yeah.
of them. Those are the two I am talking about. I
Yeah.
love them as a child, and those were my because we didn't really have anything. So that's what I had. Like I had 1, 2, I mean, I had 4, 5, and 6. Probably only had 4 and 5 because I don't remember when 6 came out. And then the Ewok movies came out. No, it would have been 4, 5, and 6, and then the Ewok movies. So, but everybody says how terrible they are. The first movie is like a bad D&D campaign.
That sounds great.
It's like and a bad D&D campaign with a voice narrative of like one of those guys from like a native Avenger show.
Yeah.
You can't talk. So you have to have somebody narrate because you have 2 humans. So but yes, like a bad like D&D Hobbit, like like Hobbit story with the narrator from y'all remember the Waltons?
No.
Okay, well, whatever. There was a narrator for the TV show The Waltons, and that's the narrator they used for this movie. I keep pointing at my TV.
That's funny.
But the second one was a lot better. And that was because they made this little cheetah creature. That was awesome.
I love a cheetah creature. Not gonna lie.
He was a white little thing, and he would just run all over the screen. It was really cute. And then they had the ultimate grandpa of all time. I forget his name, but it was the guy that was in the movie Cocoon.
Oh, yeah.
And, okay, now I just went off on a rant about Ewoks. So you do know I love Ewoks. I have an Ewok somewhere. So a very big Ewok.
Man, I wish I would have been into it as a kid. Like we didn't watch we watched some sci-fi. We didn't watch a lot of fantasy at all. My younger brother was super into sports. Not even was, he still is. We watched all of those sports kids movies. Okay, Sandlot, Little Giants, Big Green, Mighty Ducks. What was that? Which one?
The Rookie.
The Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
All those movies have the same dang plot.
They do. And we watch them ad nauseum.
Angels in the Outfield. You forgot Angels in the Outfield with Danny Glover.
Yeah,
I watched Mighty Ducks. I watched the cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon was rad.
The cartoon was adorable.
The cartoon was good.
It was cute. It was really cute.
The Tiger Electronics game to go with it.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
Tiger
Did you know
Electronics.
that they came out with a new Mighty Ducks like TV series that's on?
Yeah.
I did not
Disney
know
Prime?
that.
They did, and they got what's his name to come back?
Mighty Ducks or DuckTales? Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
Okay. DuckTales. Have you guys watched the new
I thought you
DuckTales?
said Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks, not DuckTales.
No, Mighty Ducks. They did. They made a new TV show.
Okay.
They were DuckTales. But I thought you said you watched Mighty Ducks. You watched.
She did. Yeah.
Yeah,
all I
but
can think of is
there is a Mighty Ducks cartoon that's actual ducks.
Oh.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Who did it? I don't. It had nothing to do with
like
the series.
ducks. They're
So
superhero ducks.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
It's so cute.
And then Disney came out with a new television series that follows the actual movies, but that's not a cartoon and they're not ducks.
That's
They're
right. Yeah. Because Lauren Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilmore Girls
she's in it.
mom.
Is in it. Yeah.
Do you know who?
She's in it? And Gordon Bombay. What's the actor?
Emilio.
Yeah.
I told you again, Emilio.
Son of Martin Sheen.
Night at the
and
Roxbury.
brother of Charlie Sheen. There you go.
Yeah, they're all related.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
so many people that are related to each other. Like all the Coppolas, like Nick Cage is a Coppola.
Everybody wanted different state names.
So is Jason Schwartzman. He's related to all them too. And I'm just like trying to put all these people together. I'm like, they're all from the same family? Is that true? Wait, you reminded me of something. Darkwing Duck, but that's going to be for another.
I love Darkwing Duck. I'm rewatching the original Darkwing. Well, there's not a new Darkwing as far as I know.
He's there. Well, there isn't one, but he is in, if I'm not mistaken, he is in
He
DuckTales
is in the new DuckTales. Okay, the
Did
new
you tell us
DuckTales.
that?
If you have not watched the new DuckTales,
I
it is
haven't. I need to.
fantastic. The first season is not as good, but it just keeps getting better as it goes along, and it's so good.
I mean, you can't go
It's
wrong
got-
with David Tennant. I mean, come on.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Guys, I bought
So
a
good.
set of toys. There were like,
Oh yeah.
Knuckles was with me,
Yep.
and we were
Yep.
at Five Below, and there was these set of toys, and it was like 5 mystery toys, and I like went through them, and I was like, okay, they have to have more, and I was like, so I bought them because Okay, there was a Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
There was two. It was a Cheshire Cat. They're Disney toys. Cheshire Cat and the Queen of Hearts, and they're metal toys. And the other two were Scrooge McDuck and Gizmo Duck, and they were like for $2.
So random.
If I known there was more, if I known how cheap these toys were, I would have bought more because it's metal.
I thought they were $5.
Somebody. Yeah, you can. Yeah, they were 5 toys, so you can murder somebody with these. Because they're heavy.
Yeah, they're like heavy toys, and
Yeah. So
Oh.
I bought it just for the Gizmo Duck. I just wanted Gizmo Duck. I think I gave Iris the Lilu.
The Lilo. I love me a Lilo.
Yeah,
I love
anybody
that could give a peanut butter sandwich to a fish so they can control the weather. I can get down with.
You know the haunting backstory to that, right?
Oh yeah, because her parents died in a car crash, and so she's afraid because the day she didn't give
the weather. So she's like, okay, if I feed the fish that controls the weather, it'll stop anybody else from dying.
That's
just smart.
Is that from the movie or the television series?
This little girl, man, she's on it.
Is this from the movie or the?
It's from the movie. Because remember,
the movie.
The backstory is just a theory.
Yeah.
Okay,
right?
they do have a cartoon that follows them where they have to catch all the
cousins.
All the cousins. Yeah.
And that was a really good cartoon. I don't know if it's on Disney. I'm looking at my TV like Disney Plus is on right now. Well, now Disney has everything, so it's either back in the vault or it's going to be on Disney Prime soon.
I thought of another one, Dodger from Oliver and Company. I wanted to be Dodger.
Wait, Dodger?
Do you remember Dodger, the freaking dog? He was awesome, man. Wow, I have the weirdest. And like Homeward Bound, I like Shadow, Chance.
Okay.
I wanted to be Chance.
Chance was the best. Don't lie. I like Sasha. I wanted to be Sasha because she was so sassy. No, Sassy. Was her name Sassy or Sasha?
Sassy.
Cat.
It was Sassy.
Sassy.
Girls rule and boys drool.
I wanted to be Sassy.
Something about 9 Lives.
Yeah, because I just thought she was so like dumb boys walking around. I loved her.
Oh, God, me too. She was great.
That was Sally Field's voice. And then Chance was Michael J. Fox. I don't know who Shadow was.
Oh, I forgot who Shadow was. First of all, that was the first movie in the theater that ever made me cry. Like, I held it in. I was like, oh, no. You know what the second one was? Big Daddy. when they're taking Frankenstein out of and he's like, I want my own. Hey, and I started crying, and I was like, why am I crying over this comedy movie? Because it's sad. Dang you, Adam Sandler.
Dang you, Adam Sandler.
What's your first, do you remember the first movie you saw in theaters?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was Pocahontas.
Twister.
That's so cute.
Twister was so good.
Knuckles, do you remember?
No.
You don't remember?
I don't remember. Hold on.
Okay, I have mine. I don't remember the details, but I do remember that it was 101 Dalmatians because I remember the intro with all the spots, and I think I fell asleep shortly after because it's a long ass intro. And they brought like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I probably fell asleep during it because I remember waking up, but it was the animation. It was not the But I'm pretty sure it's like a rescreening.
It would have
because
to be.
I went in the
because it came out. I think
old enough to.
So it was probably when it came back out because it came out they re-released it a couple times out of the vault for the cartoon.
They re-released Cinderella, Snow White, Dalmatians. My brother and I grew up watching like Cinderella a lot. We liked that one, but we loved Robin Hood. That thing is from the 60s or something.
Oh yeah, I love Robin Hood.
Like that's crazy.
Who has a crush on Robin?
Oh, me. Come on. He was hot.
We will be
hot fox.
We will be. That's gonna be our next episode. Is gonna be crushes, but remember because that's why I have a huge crush on Nick Wilde.
And I love
for real.
Lady and the Tramp. I loved watching Lady and the Tramp. I love the beginning scene of her as a puppy. I don't know why. I would watch the first 20 minutes
cute.
before I go to school.
Oh wow, yeah. I think my first one in the theater was Little Mermaid. That sounds okay. Right. But I will say the movie that I remember vividly watching in the theater because it scared me to death was Jurassic Park. And now it's my favorite movie, but like I was glued.
Oh yeah, that was scary. It's still scary to me sometimes. I can't watch it.
I'm surprised my parents took us. I don't think they realized what they were getting into. My brother,
they probably realized how scary it was. I don't think anybody.
No, I was 8 and my brother was 5. He fell asleep, but I remember I remember just staring at the screen during the Raptor kitchen scene because it's an older sister and a younger brother. That's me and my brother. So I was just like, oh my God. Like it was so scary. And by the end of it, it was like a life-changing experience. I was like, oh my gosh, I made it. Like, oh.
That scene is legitimately intense. Like even now you're just sitting there. I can't imagine being an 8-year-old in a theater because you're sitting there like,
I'm like, oh my God.
That scene was intense for all involved because the animatronic fell over on them.
No.
Like it wasn't supposed to go down that hard. Like the glass wasn't supposed to break.
No, that's the T-Rex scene. I'm talking about the Raptor kitchen scene.
Oh yeah, the kitchen scene.
But you are 1,000,000% correct because that was not supposed to happen, and those screams were real. Those poor children.
Yeah. Oh, well, is it wrong? Filming it got hit by a hurricane, so they had to do that. So yeah,
so it really got hit by a hurricane.
Yeah, like they had this. Yeah, and then. And y'all probably knew this part because I love this trivia, you guys. They had the T-Rex. So when it would start raining, it would start malfunctioning. And the only way they could get it to turn back on is if someone crawled inside and dried it off. And then sometimes it would just spontaneously start working again. So they had to be careful they didn't get crushed inside the T-Rex. And I'm like, guys... What are you doing? 1993, 1992, I guess they were shooting it. You guys, like, what are you doing?
Like, what is happening?
It would not have flown. What you doing there, kitty?
Oh. She wants to be fed. It's almost dinner time. That's her thing. She's like, excuse me.
She's like, hello.
Stop! I can't have both of you on my lap.
This is so cute. No. With Elmo in the background.
I'm just gonna go hang out with Elmo.
So
creepy, Elmo.
I wish you could, like, okay, just to mess with us and the viewers, like, put your hand behind and just kind of like when we win the next episode, have him underneath and then slide your hand under and just go. It's so creepy.
Okay, so somehow I never jumped in here with my stuff.
Oh, sorry. I think I got it.
When I was little, I mostly watched like superhero stuff. So I watched the X-Men. So I grew up in the mid-90s. So I watched like the X-Men animated series, the Batman animated series, and the Spider-Man animated series were the big ones. There was a Superman one too, but I thought Superman was really boring. I'm not gonna lie, I still think he's boring. I don't like Superman. Like I don't dislike him, but I just think he's like, I think he's boring. I don't know. You can't make him not boring for me. But my favorite of all time has always been and will always be Spider-Man. Love Spider-Man. Love Peter Parker. He's like not a perfect hero, and he's not like he's just like a normal dude, like doing his thing, and I love that, and I've always loved that. And he at least was like, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask, which Superman was it? The Amazing Spider-Man that was the cartoon, or was it like the Tobey Maguire movies?
No, it was the animated series.
So it was the Amazing Spider. Okay. That was on Fox?
I don't think it was called The Amazing Spider-Man. I think it was just called...
Title Amazing.
Did it have Amazing with it? It could have been.
I haven't teeny tiny above it, The Amazing, and then Spider-Man.
Yeah, if it was the one that was from the 90s/2000s.
Yeah, so all you really noticed was the Spider-Man, and you didn't really care about the title card, so...
I mean, I was there's 5.
There's so many different ones, so I was trying to make sure it's like when people say, "What Batman you mean?" Batman
What
the
frustrated
Animated
me was I had a toy from that show, and it was Peter Parker, and if you pulled on the back of his jacket, his head would flip, and it was supposed to be Spider-Man, but it only had half the mask, so I'm like, what's the point of this? You can see half his face. Like, it should be all Spider-Man and all Peter Parker. Like,
I had that exact same toy, yes.
Right?
I had similar feelings.
Like, this makes no sense. Like, I still love you, Peter Parker, but this makes no sense.
I had similar feelings about the same toy because I was like, "This is dumb," but I still liked it because I love Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
But as a girl growing up, watching the as a girl growing up, there weren't that many like female characters in the shows that I liked to watch. Like I liked like some stuff. Like there was Mary Jane, but she didn't do anything. Like she was a damsel in distress. I love Mary Jane, but like come on. And then there was in Batman. I remember we would play like Batman like with my little group of friends, and I'd always end up being Catwoman because Catwoman is only ever like is kind of good, and then they'd be like, "You're the villain." I'm like, "I'm not a villain. I'm good."
Yep.
So I get to be the anti-hero. But yeah, that's it. Like, because I didn't want to be a villain, so I couldn't be Harley Quinn or Poison Ivy. I wanted to be a good character, but there weren't any good characters for me to like role play as. So once again, representation is important.
Yeah.
But
who did you like in X-Men? Who were your favorite X-Men?
Ooh, Rogue. Absolutely. Rogue and Gambit. I love Gambit. I still love Gambit and Rogue, but Gambit was the best.
I love the fact that he's from DC.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite X-Men of all time, though, when I got older, was Nightcrawler.
Mine too. He's the best. Come on, you can't go wrong. Yeah.
But obviously, I am wearing my Link. I am wearing my Link onesie,
Yes.
so I love Link. That was like later on because I started playing when Ocarina of Time came out. So so once that happened, I remember now Link is a dude, unfortunately, and you don't have the option to be a girl. Like I don't know why they can't just be like pick a girl or a boy at the beginning and you could be
in the original game.
Yeah. So
like, what I played first was the original on the NES because like my parents were cheap and they didn't buy new consoles because they still had a functional console. Like there's a
why
reason
would you
why
get a
the
new
Super
one?
Nintendo just because the Nintendo still works doesn't mean Super Nintendo isn't anyway. But so we had the original gold cartridge of the original Zelda, and he's just like a few pixels. And
yeah, he's adorable, but
he didn't really have a name. You just named him yourself.
Oh, sorry, I keep yawning.
But
it's just, so when we did role playing of video games, I had a friend like young kid. I was probably like 7. We'd role play 7 or 8. We'd role play video game characters, and she was always Spyro. And so since I didn't, it was adorable. And then since I couldn't be Link because I wanted to be a girl, I was Navi. I guess screaming, "Hey, listen!" all the time. I basically was still running around. Doing heroic stuff, but as Navi the fairy instead of as Link the hero with a sword. But
you're like, can I just be Link?
Can I just be Link? But it's just like I don't know, like role playing like I wanted to be a girl, like because I was a girl.
Yeah.
For some reason, the gender aspect could not be changed for me. I couldn't role play as a dude because I'm a girl.
That's interesting that you mentioned that because like your friends made you be Catwoman, because the same thing happened to me growing up when the Little Mermaid had just come out, and I had a friend whose mom was really good friends with my aunt, so like we called each other cousins. And even though we were not blood related, but we were like, oh, we're cousins, whatever. She was like my first really close friend, and we would play Little Mermaid, and I would have to be Ursula because she would always claim Ariel. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm Ursula. And then we would play Rescue Rangers, and she would always be Gadget, so I had to be the Fly. And I'm like, okay, like can I like be like Chip or Dale.
I always had to
Right.
be the guy too. It was
Mhm.
weird.
I was always the
Yeah.
cat.
Oh, nice.
My friends would play Inuyasha, and so I was Kidala.
God,
Okay.
you're killing me.
That's
Y'all
adorable.
played Inuyasha as kids? Like, I am so old.
No,
I was like in college when I came. Okay, I
So-
wasn't in college, but still.
so I had a friend
Jesus.
that liked to act out the music from Aladdin.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I can pretty much, if I ever get the nerve up to sing at karaoke, I can totally do Aladdin's part. It will sound terrible, but I will totally act it out, and I'll be like, "Tell me, princess, now indage." Let's, I know.
If you want to do it, I know
the,
Jasmine's parts, so anytime.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, because we would act it out when we were 10. We were on a flying carpet, and like we did all the things where we do like the
Over
like cover,
sideways
don't you dare.
under.
Don't you dare close your eyes, take her hand. Like we did all that. Like we
Wait,
were.
Did you do the sound effects like unbelievable sights? You remember because there was like seagulls.
I say you did.
I think we had her little brother do it.
Great. Oh my gosh. I do that at
really
karaoke.
do.
I do all the extra junk.
That is sorry,
Like-
Oh, man.
I just can't wait to be king when like Zazu goes over, he's doing his part, he goes,
we never acted out Lion King, but we definitely acted out all of Aladdin. Like I would do the One Jump song. Like I don't remember the name.
Such
but
a
it was
good
like,
song.
Oh my gosh. One
That's
Jump is hard. There's a lot of words in that song.
uh-huh.
I would do that one because she wasn't in it, but I would act that one out. And then I don't know
love
if it's
it.
because I wanted to or that's what we did because Jasmine didn't have tons of parts, but she
Yeah.
always had to be the girl and I was always the boy.
Oh,
Which
but,
I didn't have a problem with it. That's
but
probably
to
why
be
I decided
fair-
I wanted to do drag.
but to be fair, the movie was named after your character. Just saying.
Right. Right.
It's called Aladdin,
Dude.
not Jasmine. Nothing wrong with Jasmine, obviously, but like I liked Jasmine because like she's definitely one of those characters that like put it into perspective. She's like, "Hi, hello, stop deciding my fate in front of me. I'm not a prize to be won." And like looking back, I'm like, wow, I'm really glad that I was exposed to that as a child because it's like, yeah, hi, hello, I'm right here. You know,
And segueing into that, we could actually talk about Iris actually should talk about this. Is the Aladdin series with Jasmine. And
Oh yeah. So Jasmine in the animated series of Aladdin, like I'm not like not a fan of Jasmine in the movie. Like she's fine. She's just not super present.
yeah.
But Jasmine in the animated series, like I haven't watched it since I was a kid because I
It's
can't
hard to
find it
find.
anywhere. But I remember her just being super awesome. Like she like was an Amazon and well she wasn't an Amazon, but she was trained by the Amazon and she fought a bunch and she saved the guys. So I liked Jasmine in that context. But that like of Jasmine didn't like necessarily transfer over to the movie Jasmine. So, because she
Yeah.
wasn't like that in the
Jasmine was a
movie.
lot more damsel in distressy, and then the one in the cartoon was like, strong female character, able to take on like hordes of bad guys.
And,
I
yeah.
did appreciate that show Jasmine existed though, because I really liked her. Because she
Yeah.
was beautiful and strong and smart and sassy and independent and all of the things that, you'd
thought
want
it
from a
showed
strong
in the-
female.
it didn't show in the third movie with King of
Prince of
Thieves.
Thieves? Oh, yeah, King of
Was
Thieves.
she wasn't even in that movie.
She was there for
Really?
like 10 minutes. She
Yeah,
was there.
She was like in the beginning. It was
Really?
like it was their wedding and they're
Mm.
like, we're finally getting married, and then dad comes, crashes the wedding, and then Aladdin's like, I gotta go see if this is my dad, and Jasmine's like, okay, and that's it. We don't see her till the
Okay.
end.
Iris, did you see the live action movie?
Yeah, it was alright.
I love doing that. They gave her like way more to do, and she's like, "Hey, Dad, maybe I should be Sultan." Just FYI, like maybe I should.
I
because
did
read and do
appreciate that
maps.
because it was like,
Oh,
why should Aladdin be Sultan? Because he hasn't been trained in. Presumably, they do have a point. Like presumably, like
Puppy goes,
Jasmine
"No."
has been now. Presumably, Jasmine at least has some knowledge and hasn't been living on the street her entire life. You know,
Right.
she read books and books or
Well, your
something.
dog
I don't
is
know.
not-
I mean, she was all into the maps
Your
and
dog's
stuff. Like
not
she
freaking out.
like look.
She's like, can you stop?
It's like, first of all, Missy, you put your paw on me. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Yeah, that's like one of my favorite things about I actually really liked the live action. Like I loved Will Smith. I loved Nasim Pedrad's character. Like like her handmaid was hilarious. She was great. Oh my gosh. Just and also I also really, really loved the guy who played Aladdin because they were like, hey, so you know how in the original he's a little bit cleverer, but he's still kind of a himbo. They were like, take the himbo meter and crank it until the dial comes off. He was such a himbo, and I was like, I am here for it. Like the entire time, Jasmine's like, all right, bro. Anyway, and I'm just like, yes. I enjoyed it so much, and then I'm watching it. I'm like, this is great. I love this. Everything's great. And then the credits start to roll and he goes, DJ Khaled. I was like, no! I hate him so much. I didn't care about DJ Khaled. I didn't know anything about him. And then I learned that all the stuff about him not reciprocating, how do I put this lightly? Sexy times with his lady. He expects her to give, but won't give. That's
Oh, no.
And like,
I only know about that from the
he's some
Batman
DJ
thing.
guy. I don't know what he does. All I know is he screams his name in songs. That's all I know about him. Like Pitbull is better than him, and that's saying a lot.
So he's at the end
Wow.
of the song.
Yeah, he is. I think he collaborated with Will Smith on like the credit song or something. And it's a
Oh,
fun song. You're like, wee, this is great. But then he goes, DJ Khaled. I was like, no, you're not gonna do this to me, you jerk.
I like you.
I hate you. I don't
So-
hate the guy. I don't even know him.
So Disney came out with a new movie, and I was curious if anybody has watched it yet. It's an animation.
Luca?
It's called Luca.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
It's gay. It's gay. I'm sitting there the whole time like, this is gay. Gay. These are gay mermaids. Just the whole time I'm sitting there screaming to my husband like, these mermaids are gay. And my husband's like, they're not gay. They're friends. I'm like, they're gay. They're so gay.
And then
These are some
you get
gay
an article?
mermaids.
Didn't you get an article or like a YouTube video that you posted? You were like,
Yeah. I was like, see, someone else thinks they're gay.
That's so cute.
These some gay mermaids. I'm here for it.
I've just seen the preview and it looks adorable, and I'm like, that
It
movie's gonna make
is.
me cry. So I
Uh-oh.
watched.
It
But
did.
it was funny because I turned to my friend and I go, I was like, that's a true water, like fish. Damn it, I'm messing up the
Metaphor.
Oh, yeah.
fish,
The trope.
fish out of- yeah,
Fish out of
fish
Fish out of water.
yeah, fish out of water. channel. And
Literally.
he looked at me and then he goes, "Okay, that was nice. That was good." I was like, I was like, why don't
You
they
did-
have that in their like
You did-
definition?
You did 2 puns just now. Fish out of water, tail.
I know, I did it on purpose.
That's so good. Like, shut up.
It took
Like, that's so
me a
good.
second to get there because I was like, wait, I'm messing it up because it's like make like a banana and split, but it's like, but no, I confused them.
You're Biff.
Huh? Yeah, I'm Biff. Like, isn't it make like
Make
a,
like a
leaf-
tree and move.
leaf? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I said it right. I
Tree
think I said
and
make
move.
like a banana and split, right? Didn't I say it right?
That's correct.
Yeah, you said it
Yeah.
right.
And
Okay.
split.
Yeah.
My cat is just staring at me. Hello.
Yeah, I get stuff wrong all the time. So okay.
That
I
was
was like,
good.
that.
That was
Yeah.
good.
It is fish out of water. But fish out of water tail. Yeah, I did it on purpose.
I love it.
I did it on purpose.
Oh my gosh.
But they don't have that. I was like,
It's like,
Disney,
guys.
why didn't you have that as like the narration, like a fish out of water? Like because it's perfect.
Dude. It's totally worth a watch. It's so good, but it's about some gay fish, I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm into it.
Then some gay fish.
Hey, fish.
Then-
We
then
could
some gay-
totally make
The annoying thing is they did specifically say these ain't no gay fish.
No, why even? It's 2021. Just shut up, guys. Just shut up and let people think what they want to think. Oh my God, is it that important to dispel the rumor of your stupid freaking fake people? Like, just let it happen. They're animated, for goodness sake.
They came out and said no, that because there's a scene with the Sauna family.
Yeah.
And they're gay, and they actually said no, they're gay. That's not an uncle. They're gay.
Yeah,
like, I think the
they're
people
family.
were like, they're gay.
Fair, yeah.
Did Disney actually finally come out and be like, yeah, Elsa? No, I think they did it in a really like
Y'all making me really want to talk about Loki right now.
Uh-oh.
Talk about some Loki.
We can't talk about Loki.
because
I haven't watched it yet. I'm
watched it
sorry.
Well, okay. Sorry. We can talk about
I'm sorry.
we can talk about up to episode 2 though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I want to talk about it in episode 3.
Okay.
So what's up
That's
episode
fine.
3?
No, I like this. We should do that after Iris sees it. We should do that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I want to talk about some gay
Guys, I think we did the thing. Y'all think we did the thing?
Yeah.
Probably did the thing.
Okay.
I guess so.
Or does anybody have anything else they want to say about fictional characters that made it?
Growing up.
I'm good.
I wish there were more girls with swords.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we were little, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
There's more now.
she was the only one I really remember.
Who,
I love She-Ra.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, all of the characters that I related to were like
But
male,
She-Ra
or
made-
male presenting.
Male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made poor wardrobe choices because her outfit did not protect her very much when she was fighting.
Well, no.
The new She-Ra, I think her outfit works. I think.
Yeah. You know what? I really liked Lex from sorry, I'm just thinking about it now. I'm like, I really liked Lex because I identified a lot with Lex from Jurassic Park because like, you know, she technically saved the day. Like none of the park would not have come back online if she didn't know what she was doing. So just want to throw that out there. And because everyone always is like, oh, Tim is the best, Tim is great. And I was like,
He was just standing like,
he was
while she
sitting-
did the thing.
the best part is he could have walked over at any point in time, picked up the freaking rifle and handed it to freaking Dr. Ellie Sattler so that they would be able to
Yeah,
shoot
he
the
was
raptors.
totally useless.
But he was just standing there screaming, and I'm like, bruh, help. Everyone's doing everything, and you're just like, ah! But to be
in
fair,
his defense, he was a child.
he
The
was a
youngest
child,
present.
and he had
Did y'all
just
ever
been...
read the books?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't read Lost World because I'm savoring it because I eventually... I do this thing...
Technically, the kids aren't in Jurassic Park. They're in Lost World.
No,
No,
they're
they're in-
in Jurassic Park, but their ages are switched.
Yeah.
Their
Like,
ages are
Lex
no,
is really
they're
into-
actually younger. They're 7 and 4.
Yeah, but Tim is the older one. That's what I mean by switched.
Right. Yeah.
Tim is the
Tim's
older one,
She's the younger one. And
and she's into like
what's
ball,
his
like
name? Yeah.
she's more into sports and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, what's his name had no clue how to write kids. He's just like, I'm gonna write because if you read them, you're like, these aren't any children I know. Like, because I taught for 10, 15 years. And I'm like,
see, I had no,
so anything about, I was like,
I didn't have any problem with it because I was like, I don't know children.
I do. So it bothered me. So that's why I like the movie so much better because I was like, yes, someone
I
who
mean,
had
I was a
children.
kid
but-
when I read it, so.
Yeah, like
I read it as an adult.
me too, actually. But
I 100% guarantee that any 4-year-old that was in Jurassic Park would have died.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Based on the fact they just couldn't run that fast.
Yeah. I think what's his name carried them the whole time.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too. I think.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
We
sorry.
deferred.
But still.
Didn't mean to say that. Oh, you're being wow. You're just all the cats.
Our
Lord.
our
I
animals
suddenly
are
decided
taking
I
over
needed
tonight.
company.
The animals are taking over tonight.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
On
It's
that note, did we do the
We did-
thing?
We did
Yeah.
the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that we made this uncomfortable world a little bit more comfortable.
yeah.
A little bit.
In our hoodies.
All right, so like if you did, share if you think you should, and subscribe if you want to live. Just kidding. All right, bye.
Bye Bye-bye. Look, oh my gosh, look at this ham.